Hello, my dear students, a very good evening. Today we are beginning with a new chapter, that is ammonia. In the previous video, we have already covered HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. Today, let's begin with ammonia. It's a really important chapter, and I've already told you that study of compound is a very important section of the paper, and it comes for 10 marks. Okay, so this is a very important section. Please do master every compound, and NH3 is also one of those. So ammonia. Let's start with some of the information regarding ammonia. First of all, the molecular formula of ammonia is NH3, a very common thing everybody might be knowing, right? Let's talk about the molecular mass. What about the molecular mass? Tell me, how will we calculate it? We know that N is having a mass of how much? I'll just write it again. See, molecular mass will be what? N, H, and 3, right? So N is having a mass of 14, right? AMU, and hydrogen is having the mass of how much? 33 into 1. That means 3 are there, 3 hydrogen molecules are there, and one weight is how much? 1 AMU, that is atomic mass unit. What will it be? 14 plus 3, it will be 17 grams per mole or atomic mass unit. You can just write it grams per mole or atomic mass unit according to you. Okay. So that was all regarding the molecular mass. I hope that everybody has understood. Next, we move on to the bonding. How is it bonded? So let's see the bonding of NH3. We have already done this in chemical bonding chapter. So let's just revise it quickly. N is here in middle. The king N is having. Okay, let's first talk about the number of electrons they're having. N and H. Tell me what is the electronic configuration of N? It's 7. That is, it wants to attain what? N 2 and H, isn't it? And what about in the case of hydrogen? Hydrogen is having 1 and it wants to become 2, isn't it? To attain the nearest noble gas configuration. So how can it attain it? So in order to attain this, it makes some bonding. Okay, so let's see what type of bonding is it making. So let's write N in between. It's having how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? And next, what do we have? Next, we have 3 molecules of hydrogen. So 1 molecule of hydrogen here with 1 electron, 1 here with 1 electron, and 1 here with another 1 electron. How will it bind? We all know that they will share, isn't it? So this will share with this one, this will share with this one, and this will share with this, right? And I've done a slight mistake. I hope that everybody might have captured that nitrogen is having how many molecules in its outermost shell? It's having 5, right?
Five.
So that's a small mistake. It is having electronic configuration 2 and 5, and it wants to attain 2 and 8. Understood? So it's having 5, so let's just erase it. I'm sorry. So here is the correct one. Just make a correction, okay? And this is what? This everybody might be knowing.
Lone
This
pair.
is what? This is a bonding. So tell me what type of bonding is this? This is a covalent type of
Ordinary.
bonding, sharing happening, right? But now one thing arises that has arisen in the previous chapter also. That is electronegativity. Electronegativity, what is this? So if you want to know more about this, you can just watch the first video. That is of the chapter periodic table. You'll be clear with this topic. So nitrogen being more electronegative, okay, will attract. I'll just make the diagram again. Will attract the hydrogen electrons more towards itself. Hydrogen is how hydrogen is so far away, but it has bonded. Somehow it has arranged to bond. Understood? So can you see that nitrogen is pulling away the electrons of hydrogens also? Yes. So what has happened? Because of this, hydrogen has developed what? A slight positive charge because of lack of electrons, positive charge, and nitrogen has got what charge? Nitrogen has got slight negative charge. understood? Because of concentration of electrons, understood? Concentration of electron is more in nitrogen and less in hydrogen, hence this charge is being formed. So now tell me, will it remain covalent bond? This was covalent bond. But tell me, is this one also covalent bond? No, it's what? It's a polar covalent bond, isn't it? I hope that everybody is clear with this. Now let's move on to the next page. Let's discuss the next topic in this chapter. Next, we'll talk about now if the question arises in the examination, what type of bonding is happening. You can just write covalent bond in the bracket. You can write polar covalent bond. Okay, but your answer shall not be just polar covalent bond. That will be wrong. Okay, you have to mention covalent bond because polar is a part of covalent bond, right? Now let's move on to the next thing we'll be seeing. That is, what is the different forms of ammonia that is present. We all know that ammonia is present in dry gas, isn't it? In gaseous ammonia we have. Then we have the liquid ammonia, okay, that is liquefied under high pressure. Then we have the liquor ammonia fortis, okay, which is saturated in water. Fortis means it is in water, understood? Like aqua fortis, right? Then laboratory bench reagent. In this, ammonia is diluted in laboratory. No, nothing to do with this, okay? Next, let's move on to the next and the relevant things. Okay, like we discussed some properties in the previous chapter, we'll be discussing the same properties here also. Now, properties, what type of properties we divide them into? Physical and chemical properties, right? So first talk about the physical property. Let's talk about the physical properties. Okay, I'll write down all the properties and then we'll just fill in the blanks. Do fill in the blanks type of a thing instantly. Okay, so let me just write all the things. First of all, yesterday we did what? We wrote down what is the color of it, what is the smell, okay, what is the type of taste, okay, what is the nature, what is the density, so density, okay. Then what we did the toxicity, okay, toxicity. Then what? Solubility, right? Then compressibility, right? And then what did we do? We did boiling point. These were not there in HCl, okay. Boiling point and then the melting point, okay. Let's fill in the blanks. First of all, let's move on to the color. What will be the color of NH3? Will it be of any color? No, it will be colorless. Okay, colorless. Smell. What is the smell of an acid? It's common to every acid. It's pungent. Yes, so it's pungent and chewy. Okay, next we move on to the taste. What is the taste of every acid? Okay, it's slightly acidic. Okay, it's not an acid, but it's slightly acidic. So it's bitter to taste. Okay, next we move on to the density. Density, what is the density? Yesterday we did the density of HCl was how much? There's a question in front of you. Tell me the answer. What was the density of HCl?
1.25 times heavier than air.
The air.
1.25 times heavier than air. Very good, guys. So the same thing will be happening today also. We'll compare it with air only. Okay, so let's do it. So its density will be 0.75. Okay, 0.75. I'll just write it with pink. Just give me a minute. Yeah, so the density is 0.75, okay, kilogram per meter cube. Anything you can write according to you. Next, we move on to the toxicity. Will it be toxic? Yes, it will be toxic when it is in concentrated solution. But when it is in small quantity, that is, when it is in dilute, it is not at all toxic. Okay, so write non-toxic in small quantity. Okay, but very toxic in excess. Okay, next, solubility. We are talking about the solubility in water. Okay, every time we hear the word solubility, means solubility in water, highly soluble in water. Solubility test have come now. You all must be knowing what was the solubility test. Yes, the same thing. Now, next, highly compressible. What is the compressibility? It's highly compressible. Okay, highly compressible. I'll tell you what is compressible. Compressibility also. Compressible. Okay, can be compressed to liquid also. Okay, right here can be compressed to liquid also. Okay, is it clear? Yes. Shall we move on to the
Yes.
next point? Okay, let's talk about what is compressibility first. See, compressibility refers to a degree by which we can bring the molecules of gases close together. Like if we have some molecules of gases, then what is the degree, what is the temperature, what is the pressure in which we can just bring these molecules together? When they will become compact and compact and compact, then what will happen? They will start compressing, isn't it? Like we have these two plates which are closed from the ends, and we are applying pressure. So these plates are getting reduced, yes or no? And then they got reduced to this much extent. Then they got reduced to this much extent. See, the gas is getting compressed, and at last we are left with a liquid, right or not? Liquid petroleum gas we have, liquid CNG also we have, right? So that is all regarding this. Next, we move to the next topic, that is boiling point. So boiling point, you have to remember, boiling point is how much? Boiling point of NH3 is 33.5 degrees Celsius, and that is in negative, minus 33.5 degrees Celsius. You have to remember this thing. And the melting point is minus 77.78 degrees Celsius. Or you can just write 77.7. Okay, no, right, no need to write 8. Okay, is this clear to everybody? So that was all from the physical point, quantity point of view. Now let's see the solubility experiment which we saw yesterday also. I hope that everybody must be knowing, those who have attended. I can see most of the students in my class just now are from yesterday only, right? So you might be knowing what is the solubility. Yeah, the nature is corrosive. Okay, nature, I've told na, Rajat, the toxicity. Toxicity means the what is the nature? So it is non-toxic in small quantity, but very toxic in excess. Understood? Is it clear? Now let's move on to the next point. One more information I wanted to give you all is it can be compressed to liquid also. I've written this thing. Please make note that what is the temperature at which it becomes toxic, means dangerous. Okay, very dangerous, fatal. Understood, Rajat? Yes. What is temperature? It's 6 atm. That is atomic pressure. Okay, 6 atm and 10 degrees Celsius. Understood? At this temperature, it can be compressed to liquid. Understood? Next, let's solubility experiment. I've already told you all, guys. The same thing will be here also. Solubility. Just give me a minute. Pen again and again doesn't work. Why? Okay, so let's start again. So solubility experiment. I hope that everybody is writing. If you're not writing, you will get bored. You see, solubility experiment, the same thing will be there. We'll be having the same setup again. Let's take flask first of all. Okay, and let's have a stopper at the end. Stopper is holes. From one hole there is what? Tell me, I told you in the previous video. Water drop tube are we having? Is it a normal tube? What is it called?
Jet tube.
Very good. Rajat is studying. No one else is studying. It is what? It is a jet tube. I'll just name it here. Okay, it is jet tube. Okay. Next, what do we have? We have this
Drop.
tub here in which blue litmus is filled. Okay. Next, this time we'll be getting what? We'll be getting, instead of HCl, we are having NH3 inside. Okay. We have NH3 inside it. NH3 inside it, and the same phenomena will be happening. Let me write it here. Same as HCl. Okay. Just NH inside. If you are not aware of this, you can just watch my previous videos. So see, now this is happening. Okay. Next, how can you write the experiment in your examination? Now, very important thing arises that how will you write your experiments in your examination, that it has come and now I have to write it, I have to present it in a very nice form, right? So you might be knowing some tricks and tips. Yes or no? So I'll tell you a series of steps which you can follow to write a experiment. Okay. That is what? That is, first of all, write par. Okay. Par co. Okay. That's all you have to do. What does this stand for? P stands for principle. A stands for apparatus. R stands for reactions. No, reactants. Okay. P stands for procedure. And C stands for collection. And O stands for observation. Okay. First of all, you will tell the principle. What are we trying to do here? Then apparatus. What is the apparatus used? R for the reactants which are being used here. P for the procedure, you write the whole procedure, the reactions taking place. Then C, that is collection by upward displacement of air, upward displacement of water, right? Downward displacement of air, downward displacement of water. And O for observation. Are you all clear with this? Yes. So that was all regarding in the way you can write these things. Yes. P stands for principle. Okay. Principle means what is the topic which you are going to observe just now. What is the experiment that you will be doing? Okay, like to study whether NH3 is highly soluble in water or not. The topic can be this in this. Okay. Yes. Next. Thank you. Okay, Rajat, you have not learned PARPQCO. Okay. P stands for principle, A stands for apparatus, R stands for reactants, P stands for procedure, C stands for collection, O stands for observation. Okay, Rajat. Now let's start with the chemical properties. A very little amount of time left. Okay. So I'll just erase this. Okay, let's see the chemical properties. Chemical properties. Okay. Let's now study those. The chemical properties can be another table in which we'll be writing all the chemical properties which we wrote yesterday. Okay. Some compounds might be changing if you notice. Okay. I think that we should take the next page for this. Okay. Let's move on to the next page. Everybody, are you all writing along with me? Very nice. Next, let's move on to the next page. In this, we'll be talking about the chemical properties. Let's start. So, chemical property. Okay. First, we'll be talking about the what type of Hangst tip. What is this English, Rajan? Hangst tip. You should have said thanks for the tip, or that's a nice tip. Rajat, you need to work on your English, okay? That's not good. Don't feel bad. It's a, it's good for you. Okay, so first of all, we'll talk about I'm writing chemical properties again. See, okay, we'll talk about the aqueous solution. Okay, let's see what is the aqueous solution. Okay, I'll just write everything and then we'll let you know. Okay, then combustibility. Okay, the amount of temperature at which it will change to gas. Okay, then thermal dissociation. Thermal dissociation, yesterday I told you the meaning of this. Fourth,
The amount of heat required
reaction with acids.
is the compound.
Yes. Rajat, the recording is taking place. Beta, muted. Reaction with acids. I'll ask you, then you tell, okay? I'll ask. Very nice, Rajat. I'm impressed. Sixth, we'll be talking about reaction with soluble metal salts. And lastly, we'll be talking about reaction with carbon. See, I'm writing everything again. I've already made my notes, but I'm writing it all again. So you all to write along with me, okay? Otherwise, I should have brought my register with me and made you all write that, right? But I'm not doing that, right? So I'll tell you one more thing about this, that we are having this red litmus. I'll just make this diagram more illustrative so that you all understand. And we have this red litmus inside, and here the fountain color is what? It's blue. Okay. Now the reason might be clear to you. Why is it blue? Because it is basic. Yes or no? It is clear. So because of its basic property, the fountain is blue. Red litmus paper is changing into blue. Okay. So let's talk about each one of them. Aqueous solution. Tell me, what is the aqueous solution? What is the type it is of? It is a base. Okay. NH3. Okay, let's write it like this. That aqueous solution of NH3 acts as base. Understood? Acts as base. Okay. Next, combustibility. Non-combustible in oxygen in low temperature, but it is combustible when there is a non-combustible in oxygen. Okay. But there's a big but here. But let's zoom in. But combustible when temperature is greater than 651 degrees Celsius, or you can just make it 650 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that was it. So I've written reaction with oxygen. Tell me, what will be the reaction? What will be the reaction? Will it react? Will it
No.
react? It will, but at temperature 651. Understood? Okay. Next, we talk about the thermal decomposition. Thermal dissociation, what will happen? Thermal dissociation will happen when temperature is greater than 920 degrees Celsius. What this thing shows us, what it is showing us, that the temperature should be greater than 920. That means the bonding of ammonia is so strong. Can you imagine? It is taking such a high temperature to get thermally dissociate, isn't it? It's taking such a high temperature to be combustible. Everybody's understanding, na? So you have to just know about the bonding also. Next, we talk about the reaction with acid. What is the reaction of acid of NH3, that is ammonia, with acid? Neutralization reaction will happen because it is what? It is like a base. So what will happen? Neutralization reaction will happen. Neutralization. Okay, neutralization reaction will happen. Reaction with oxygen, what will be the reaction with oxygen? I'll write it down. The reaction of with oxygen will be NH3 plus O2 will give us what? Will give us nitrogen plus water. Okay. Next, reaction with soluble metal salts. What will be the reaction be? The reaction with this will be NH3 plus metallic salts. Okay, will give us what? Will give us NH3 salt.
Solid plus
NH3
water.
salt. Yeah. So we'll get NH3 salt. That is ammonia type of salt, right? Yes or no? And we'll get hydroxide plus hydroxide, any hydroxide OH. Understood? Any hydroxide we'll be getting. Next, we'll talk about reaction with carbon dioxide. What will be the reaction with carbon dioxide? The reaction with carbon dioxide will be that NH3 will react with carbon dioxide to give us what? To give us urea. This is a very important thing. And you have to, mug up the formula of urea because it's very difficult for some students. Okay. So that was all in this page. I hope that everybody is clear with these. Yes. Are you all clear, guys? The one who are watching the video and one who are attending the session, everybody clear? Tell me fast.
Yes.
I'm waiting.
Yes.
I'll tell you the formula of urea, Rajat. Let's move on to the next topic. So let's now look at all the reactions mentioned in the chemical properties. So first of all, we'll do the reaction with acid. Let's start. What is the reaction with acid?